Hello, everyone. Today we'll be talking about Vikings Season 5, Episode 9, A Simple Story. And I just want to apologize at first if I say and yeah and stuff a lot because this is kind of a one take thing. Um, so the episode starts and we get to see how bad and cruel and gruesome war is, and people dead, kids waiting on their dad and their moms. This is Vikings. Moms fight too, and nobody comes back. Their father and mother don't come back from the battle, and it's kind of sad to see that. And that's what they wanted to show us, how bad battles are, because when we are just watching shows, and many times we don't even get to see like the outcome, the aftermath, and we just see the fights and what went on, and then that's it. Cuts to another story. But this time they wanted to show us what war would it look like, what would happen after a war, and how they have suffered. So the first conversation we get is from Bishop and Lagata, and something surprising that happened was the bishop is just, I don't know if he's in love with Lagata. He's kind of acting very unnatural. That's not him. Most of the time he's like, I want to kill these people who don't believe in Jesus Christ and stuff. And it's just out of his character to be like, oh, I want to fight for you. She didn't even ask him, and he's like, I want to fight for you and stuff. So that was a very unique thing to start with. And we get to go to Ivar and King Harold and Vitzik, and they're just talking, and then they get the idea of to go and ask Rollo, who hasn't been in this show in season 5 at all. Yeah, he hasn't been. I don't know if he's even coming back. I doubt it. He's just out. But yeah, they talk about getting help from Rollo, and Ivar agrees with the idea. So Vitzik goes to France and gets Rollo's army to support them in the fight between Ivar and Lagata. And we don't get to see Rollo. I was excited to see Rollo, like how he would have transformed as a character and stuff, since we haven't seen him for a long time. But nope, we do not get to see Rollo this time. I don't know if they're gonna show us Rollo again, but I mean, Vitsa came back and said he will come back to visit us after we win this war and stuff. So we might be able to see him in the near future. Okay, and we go back to the settlement, which is which is going crazy this time. They've been building up this. They've been building this story of Floki bringing these people to this new settlement, and we know something is gonna happen, and it's just full of shenanigans. People are just talking shit about each other, and other people, even even Floki is in it now. He's like, oh, he wants to be a king now. So it's kind of not what I would wish Floki settlements to be, but it's a show. They need to have plots and stuff, so I understand. Oh, Astrid. Astrid was like, don't ever stop me from fighting. And King Harold was like, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, these are like Vikings women, so they don't want the guys telling them what to do. They know what to do, so props for Astrid. Oh yeah, we get a lunchtime type of fight at the settlement where he's calling this dude, one of the characters, a dog, and they get in a fight. That was kind of okay. I mean, they're hyping up the situation and the tension, so I understand. Uh, yeah, French army arrives. I already said that one, and but Rollo, unfortunately, Rollo has one request, and his request is to spare Bion's life. And I was kind of, mm, uh, I wouldn't say surprised, but uh, I'm surprised that he agreed to support Ivar. I mean, he knows Bion more than Ivar, so it's even weird for him to support Ivar in the first place. But saving Bion's life, I'm with that. I support you with that. Mm, okay, and Floki almost like goes nuts and rogue when this dude comes to the temple and just spills blood on the other person. So Floki doesn't play around with his religion. He pays attention to his religion and he's very religious. So, and then he just storms out of the storms out of the temple. Um, Man, they're just messing with Floki a lot. I mean, he might go like ape shit and then just kill everyone. So they need to calm down with Floki. Floki's trying to be nice and trying to share this well. So yeah, the bishop. Back to the bishop. Oh yeah, he tries to get in Lagata's DMs. I don't know if he's in love. I don't know um, if he's acting so that he can kill more Vikings, or if he has a plot with Ivar. I don't know what's going on with him. The bishop is really like making me question what his thoughts is, like what he's trying to do. We go back to Margaret, which is Uba's wife, and she is a psycho babysitter. Like, you don't want to have her as a babysitter for your kid. And she was just telling nonsense to this kid. It's kind of like child abuse back then. Yeah, and she even like gets visions, stuff. I don't know what drug she's on, but I don't think she's gonna survive a lot. Like, she'll probably die this season. I don't know, maybe, but she's very jealous of the relationship Uba has with Torvi. Oh yeah, so all this happened, and then the episode was crazy enough. You know who dies? Spoiler alert! Major spoiler alert! Yep, King Aethelwulf dies. King Aethelwulf of Wessex dies. And that was very surprising. I did not expect Aethelwulf to die like that. I wanted him to die fighting the Vikings, or I don't know. I wanted him to die in a battlefield, because I mean that's what he always does. He fights. He's a fighter. And his death was just weird. His eyes were like filled up with water and stuff. It's just, I don't know if the bee bite him, if it was a bee bite and then he has a bee allergy. I don't know, maybe he has a bee allergy. But they did not really explain how he died. He just died, I guess. Maybe he had a disease or something. But I liked the metaphor that they put with the bee. I don't know if it's a bee or an insect, but he kind of like hits the insect, and the insect is trying to like get up and struggling, and then right away the show cuts to Aethelwulf on the bed being being sick and helpless. So that was a nice metaphor to show how a person can be as helpless as an insect um, throughout their life. So that was props to the director of this episode. Especially this episode had awesome like scene when they change from one scene to another one. They have a really cool transitions, and I really appreciate that as a Vikings fan. So the king dies and the family goes into who's going to be the next king drama, and a lot of things happen. Something that was surprising was Aethelwulf's wife, Judith. She tells Aethelred, yeah, her first son, yeah, the older son, to leave the kingship for Alfred. And I've been saying this, that Alfred was going to be a very big character in the coming season. So it was nice to see Alfred get the throne. And yes, Alfred was not the most favored one by the nobles and stuff, but I mean, this is I don't know, what a Wessex world where it doesn't matter if you're the older one. You can just transfer the kingship to your younger brother. So yeah, so Aethelred gave the kingship to Alfred, but he was not happy with it. He was not happy about the process. So, oh yeah, the ending of the episode was crazy. I even said it before that this episode was kind of awesome on as to how they told us the story. So they cut between three places where Lagatha's army is camping, and Alfred becoming a king, and the temple was on fire. The temple that was built by Floki and his friends. So they were showing us three things at once, and they were cutting from one scene to another to different places, and it was awesome to kind of connect the world. It was an amazing thing to see. So the temple is on fire. Floki is going nuts. He's very mad about that. Alfred becomes king. I don't think he's ready for it, and he's gonna have a challenge going forward from this episode. He's not the favored one, so he's gonna have opponents, and he needs to show how he needs to apply his expert type of thinking to stay as a king. And the bishop, he swears his oath to Lagatha to fight next to her. That was a cool thing to see. Now they might be able to win, at least the bishop on their side. And Floki is regretting his decision to bring all these people to this island. He should have just had it for himself. So a simple story. That was the episode's name. So that's what happened. It was a good episode. They kind of teased Rollo's that Rollo might show up, and next episode, which is called Moments of Vision, is going to be crazy. It's going to be the war. A simple story is kind of the setup, and the fight is going to happen next episode, which is the last episode of this season. So I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much, and make sure to subscribe and like. Thank you.